Right, today topic is JavaScript.
Yeah, previous class done HTML CSS. Start JavaScript. Good. So previously done the HTML. HTML we used to structure the web application. So we done with HTML. HTML is to what create the web page, and structure the content. Structure the content, right? You create the web page and structure the content. After structuring the content, we are going for what? CSS. CSS used to make what? Used to make the styles, right? Something like makeup. Once the makeup is done, we'll go for what? JavaScript. JavaScript is script, guys. We are giving the behavior to the application. So behavior to what? Application. Something like HTML is creating the structure of the web page, create the web page, which is structure the content. CSS to make the style. JavaScript is what? To make the behavior, right? To make what behavior. See guys, previously done the HTML forms. See, we enter the login, username we enter the password. Enter the username is password is what? Pratham@123. You click on what button? The login button. When we click on the login button, the page is responding or not responding? Page is not responding, right? You click on the login means what? Page is not responding. Which is HTML to create the static web pages. It means the web page is responded, not responded, not responded. So HTML to create the static web page. When we click on the button, the page is not responding. For example, we have the drop down. So drop down, you select the company location is Hyderabad, or you come select the change the drop down, change the option. You change the option Hyderabad, there is no response. If you select the Bangalore, there is no response. If you select the any location, if response is coming up, no response, right? See, when you click on the login button, there is no response. When you change the drop down, there is no response. When you write the scrolling option, there is no response. Any response is coming? No. That is called what page? Static web pages. So up to now, previously done with static web pages we created. To make the static web page in what dynamic nature, you are going to the JavaScript. So JavaScript will provide interactive website. So JavaScript will provide what? JavaScript will provide the interactivity to the website. So interactivity to the website and dynamic nature to the website. So what is the interactivity? Interactivity means what? When you click on the login button, it is responding something like. When you change the option, it is responding. When you click on what button? Login button, it is responding. When you click on the drop down, responding. When you scroll it, responding. When you do the mouse over, mouse over means what? Place the cursor on the specific element, it is responding, right? That is called interactive. So JavaScript will provide the interactive to the website. So we can interact with the website. And JavaScript will provide the interactivity to the website and it will generate the dynamic content. What nature of dynamic content? Dynamic content means what? When you click on the login button, we got the message, right? What the message? Login successful message. Otherwise, login is not successful. We got the message login is failed, right? Login is what? Failed. It means that message coming what? A static message or dynamically? Dynamically means what? Depends on the login success means one message. Login failure means what? Another message, right? Exactly. That is called dynamic nature. So interactivity means what? It is supporting the actions click buttons, drop downs, scrolling, hovers. That is called interactivity. We can interact with the website. We can interact with what? Website. Dynamic nature means what? Depends on the action. The content will be fixed. The content is changing. Content is what? Changing, right? What the content here? A login button means maybe login success or maybe login failure. When you select the Hyderabad means what? Your job location is Hyderabad. If you select the Bangalore, your job location is what? Bangalore, right? Depends on the selection, the value changes. When you place the cursor, the hover effect is coming. When you scroll down, the data content is changing. The content is what? Changing. Or you can take the page nation. If you click on the first page, one items are loaded. Second page, another item. Third page, another item. Fourth page, another item. That is done by JavaScript. The JavaScript is like a scripting language. It provides interactive to the website, interactivity and dynamic content to the website. What kind of dynamic content? Interaction is what? What is the meaning of interaction? So JavaScript will add what? Interactivity to the website and what? Dynamic nature to the website. Interaction means what? It's supporting button clicks, mouse overs, drop down changing and Paginations, it supports the interaction. We can interact with the website. Dynamic content means what? Tell me guys, dynamic content means what? Changing the content based on what? User action. See guys, you click on the show answer. Show answer means what? You are clicking is called interaction. Changing the, hiding the answer and showing the answer is called what? Dynamic content, right? What content? Dynamic content. Click on the show answer or click on what? Hide answer. But content is coming like dynamic nature, but it is we are interacting website is called what? Interactivity. That's what guys. There are the website like two types of websites. What is a static website and what dynamic website? Static website and what? Dynamic website. See, a static website means it like we have the portfolio website. Portfolio means what? Just displaying your information about yourself, right? Any button clicks are there, any navigations are there. Oh, your portfolio website. Web page is what? Static, that is not responding. Just giving some information, that's all. So a static website like portfolio website. Portfolio website means what? Any, tell me guys, portfolio website. Portfolio website is showing any information, the static content, right? Static content about yourself. And you can have some tutorial website. Tutorial website means what? Just showing the headings and paragraphs, right? Headings and paragraphs. That is all like static website. Sometimes guys, small restaurant websites also. The restaurant website like restaurant websites are what? Showing the only menu, right? What the menu, items, images, and item prices, item images and what? Item prices. These are like websites which is responding or not responding. Hey, some website which is responding, some website which is what? Not responding. Website which is not responding.
స్టార్ట్ అయింది కదా కూడా ఒకసారి మాట్లాడు స్టార్ట్
హలో స్టార్ట్ అయింది, క్లాస్ లో పిల్లలు ఉన్నారు. ఉన్నారు కదా, ఏమైనా వచ్చి చూసుకోమని ఆయన ఇక్కడికి ఎక్కడైనా ఏం చేస్తారు. స్టాటిక్ వెబ్సైట్ మా క్లాస్ టైమింగ్ ఎన్ని గంటలకమ్మా? Hey, that is like static website. Website is responding, not responding. Not responding. Portfolio website is not responding. Tutorial website is not responding. And restaurant, small restaurant page is also not responding. That is called what? Menu items, images, and item price is showing as display, right? See, but if we have some websites like Barbecue Nation. In Barbecue Nation, what we can book the table, right? We can book what table book change, but that is not static website. That is a dynamic website, right? Because you can book the tickets, like you can book the table and you can pay the payments and we can order something like that. That is all about dynamic website. But some restaurant, roadside restaurants, we have some website. They are displaying some information, right? That is like static website. A dynamic website means what? Dynamic website. The web page is what? Provide the interactivity and the dynamic content. JavaScript is mainly for interactivity and dynamic content. Interactivity means what? We are interacting with website. Dynamic content means what? Depends on the user action. Content is changed. So the content is what? Change. Remember the two words. Interaction, dynamic nature. That's only 2 points for the JavaScript. JavaScript is scripting language which provides the interactivity and the dynamic nature to the application. Interactivity means it's supporting, we are clicking on the buttons and whatever it may be. And dynamic nature means what? The content is coming dynamically, depends on the action. Depends on what? Action. See guys, you take any hero, like if you take the hero or Jabardast, Rashmi is there, right? Rashmi is normal, normal person. So Rashmi is what? Rashmi is by default HTML. Only with without makeup, without script, Rashmi is walking on the road, normal person, right? Yes or no? Sir. You will watch the Rashmi, na? No. When you will watch the Rashmi? Rashmi with some CSS makeup, you will watch, right? Yes or no? Yes, with the makeup, at least you will watch. Oh, Rashmi is going. Without makeup? No. You will watch her. You will not remember who is Rashmi is going on first. That is like HTML. HTML is what? Static content. It's like skeleton type. Normal person type. CSS means what? With makeup means you can understand, oh, Rashmi is there, Rashmi is going, like at least you are have some concerns on the like that. JavaScript means what? Director came and director is given the script to Rashmi. Then Rashmi is on the dais, she is talking, she is singing and she is dancing. Then what? We have the more, tell me guys, more, that is called behavior, right? That is what behavior. That is called JavaScript. So only without makeup, without script, normal Rashmi HTML. So like static web pages. CSS means what? With makeup. With makeup means at least you can see the Rashmi is there. JavaScript means what? Making the script. Can give the dialogues and we can give what? Dialogues and dance and these all are like one JavaScript guys. A JavaScript to make the web pages are alive. By default, web pages are alive. What a dead state? Dead state. Dead state means what? Dead state means what? Is responding or not responding? Not responding. Make the web pages are what? Make the web pages are alive using what? JavaScript. Right, that is like no data guys. See, some websites are static websites. Some websites are what? Dynamic websites. Static websites are what? Portfolio website, tutorial pointer, and restaurant website, small menu bar and all. But dynamic websites are what? Facebook, Amazon, Facebook. These all are what? Dynamic website. So like we have the barbecue, something like that. Is all are what? Dynamic website. Website is what? Responding, right? HTML means what? A normal person without any makeup, without any styles and all. So like makeup means what? CSS means what? Add the makeup. CSS means what? Add the script. Add the script means what? Dialogues and dialogue and songs and all are like JavaScript, right? Adding the behavior. Okay, by default web pages are what? Dead state. Dead state means responding or not responding? Not respond. Make the web pages are alive using what? That is called JavaScript. Or the simple point about the JavaScript is what? JavaScript is a scripting language which provides what? Interactivity and dynamic content to website, which make the website is what? Static to the dynamic. Initially, your HTML website is what? Static. Got it right? That is called JavaScript. Hey, see, in the real time, what the JavaScript will do, I will tell you some points. What the JavaScript will do in the real time. The real time scenarios of what? Scenario of what? JavaScript. So tell me guys, first point we discussed already, JavaScript provide what? Interactive with the website, right? Interactive with the website. Interactive with the website means what? We are clicking, we are scrolling, we are clicking on what? Scrolling. When you click, it is responding. When you scroll, it is responding. When you change the drop down, it is responding. Change the drop down, it is responding. When you hover the element, it is responding, right? That is called interactive. Sir, how to provide this interactive to the website, sir? Using the concept like event handling concept. The concept name here, event handling. Event handling, we have the on click event, on blur event, on submit event, on change event. These all the event handling concept to make the website is like interactive. 2 days we'll talk about the interactions. The website event handling concept. Right? So dynamic interactive website. Event handling what? On click, on blur, on submit, on change. Like that we have multiple events. I will discuss almost 10 to 15 events are there. Right, fine. So event handling will make the website is what? What the concept name? Event handling, which make the website is what interactivity. The second one is what is your dynamic nature. Dynamic nature means what? Depends on the logic. We will change the dynamic content. The content is coming what? The content is coming what you can say is dynamically. The content is dynamical means what? If username password success means what? Login success you will get. Or you will get what? Login fail. If you select the Hyderabad, your job location is what? Hyderabad. If you select the Bangalore means your job location is what? Bangalore, right? That is called dynamic content. What content here? Dynamic content. That's one thing, guys. Ingenious JavaScript. The JavaScript will make the interactivity to the website and dynamic content to the website. Dynamic content to what? Website. Interactivity to what? Website. What the JavaScript will do then? So we have the forms, right? What the forms here? We have the username and what password. Enter the username and password. What the forms will do? What are the role of the forms? What purpose of the forms? Forms in here, log in the data, right? Log in the data in the form. What is the role of the form? Forms in here, forms are used to what? Use it to collect the data. Use it to collect the data. Forms are used to collect the data, user data. collect the login details, right? Login data, something like use it to collect the data. What it is collecting here? Username collecting and password collecting. After username password collecting, where the data will be sent? Forms are collecting username password. Where the data goes? I told the data goes to two places. One is what? Who can read the form data? Who can read the form data means who can read the form data? JavaScript can read the form data. JavaScript can read the form data, server can read the form. So you enter the username password, click on the login button. Form is collecting the data. After collecting, who can read the form data? JavaScript can read it and server can read it. JavaScript can read the form data like, JavaScript what? Read the form data. For what purpose? Validation purpose. That's what guys, JavaScript will do what? JavaScript will perform the what validation here? Form validations. We got to the point, right? Once the validation are success, then what happens? Validations are success. The data send it to what? The data send it to server. If the validations are failed, we get error message. Dynamic message will get that. If the validations are what? If the validations are failed, we will get the error, right? Dynamic error message. So JavaScript will do the form validations, guys. Third point. The first point is what JavaScript will make the interactive website, clickings and all. Dynamic nature to the website, content is changed dynamically. JavaScript perform the validation to the website, like form validations before sending the data to what the servers. Before data sending to what server. There is a JavaScript validation. See guys, clickings we will discuss 2 days. Dynamic content we will discuss like 2 days. JavaScript event like validations will discuss 2 days. Every topic will come in like in 2 days. That is JavaScript will do. Interactive to the website, dynamic content to the website, validations to the website. Like that. Next one is what? What the JavaScript can do. A JavaScript can show like show the pop-up message and confirm messages. When you click on the delete button, are you sure you want to delete it? When you click on the submit button, are you sure to submit the form? When we click on the cancel button, are you sure you want to cancel? It's showing what? Pop-ups, alerts, confirmations. These all are done by JavaScript. I see. First question I'll ask like what the JavaScript can do. That's the first question I'll ask. Once if you know like what the JavaScript will do, then the remaining parts automatically come. What the JavaScript will do, JavaScript provide the interactivity to the website, dynamic content to the website, validations to the website, pop-ups and alerts confirmation to the website. Show the pop-ups, alerts, confirmation. Nothing but are you sure to delete something like that? Asking the questions like, are you confirmed to submit the form? Are you sure to delete the data? Are you sure to confirm the form? Like that. Yes. Show the pop-ups and what alerts are. I think about the JavaScript. What the JavaScript can do? Only one is what? Dynamic nature to the website, interact to the website, validation to the website, pop-ups to the website. See guys, generally, this class people in Amirpet classes, they will write the product bill calculations, addition of 2 numbers, and login forms. These all are done at server side coding. They will write. What side coding? Server side. And addition of 2 numbers, why the server coding is required? Product bill calculation, why the server is required? Product bill calculation, why the server required? Like tax calculations. Assume that 1 billion requests are coming to the website. How many requests? 1 billion requests are coming to the website. Then if you are doing all the calculations at server side, 1 billion requests I'm handling the bill calculation, tax calculation, like discount calculation, these all the calculations I done. Then what happened guys? Server load increased. That's what guys. This additional 2 numbers, product bill, tax calculations, most of the faculties will do this coding at server side in a .NET or Java or Python, whatever it may be. But for these calculations, server is not required. If you are doing this calculation server side, imagine like 1 billion requests are coming to server, then server need to handle how many calculations? 1 billion calculations we should handle. That's what guys. We will not do this all the calculations at server side. These all the calculations done at what side? Browser side using JavaScript. Your browser is doing your calculation, your browser is doing your calculation, your browser is doing what? Your calculations. That is called what calculations, Amma? Client side calculations. What calculations are client side calculations? Or you write a server side calculations? Server side calculations, if you write no problem. The classroom example, 1 or 2 requests, nothing, not a problem. But real time 1 or 2 requests are coming, billions of requests coming. Billions of requests coming. Then what happened here? Then server burden increased. Client side calculations to reduce the server burden. To reduce the server burden. You do calculations, you send me the result, final result. That result I will store in the database. Otherwise, you do the email validations and everything, you send me the email. I will send the email to corresponding person. See, these are all the calculations, guys. These all are done by what? JavaScript, client-side calculations. What calculations are? Client-side calculations. All the client-side calculations done by what? Server will do or JavaScript will do what? JavaScript side. That's all. Server-side calculations done by JavaScript. Sorry, client-side calculations. Product bill calculation. I'll discuss 2 days ago these calculations and all. And we'll go for the pop-ups and we'll generate the validations and go for the dynamic content. Go for what? Interact with the website. So these all are done by what? These all are done by JavaScript. Client-side calculations, pop-up showing, perform the validations, dynamic content, and interact with the website. These all are done by what? JavaScript. So guys, JavaScript, like we have the stock market updates. When you have the stock market updates, are like weather report updates. Stock market weather report or power bill update, power bill information. The stock market weather report, power bill, these all are having the internet using REST APIs. What APIs, REST APIs are there. Many REST APIs backend. Weather report is there in the weather report REST APIs, stock market REST APIs are there, power bill REST APIs are there. See guys, we have the phone pay and the Paytm, these all right. That people we have the bill payments, right? What the bill recharge and power bill and all. But that people don't have the power bill information. Hey, Paytm don't have the power bill information. Power bill information is present with only in what electricity board website. What website? Electricity board. You don't think like phone pay is implementing the power bill and Paytm is guys writing the code for the power bills. They never write the code for power bills. Power bill code is already there with what power bill APIs, like electricity board of the government application. They have the APIs. What the Paytm people will do, they call that APIs. You ask like Paytm will ask like power bill service, like electricity board. What code? Book My Show, you are implementing like payments, right? Book My Show person is not implement the payments. Payment is already done by payment bank APIs. What the Book My Show will do? Book My Show is not implement the payments. He will call the API bank APIs. So he is called what? Bank APIs. That is called REST API communication. It means JavaScript will get the data from like communication guys with backend APIs. Communicating with what? Backend APIs. Communicating with backend APIs, we can use JavaScript. Okay, see guys, we are going for the Ola Uber, right? We have the Google Maps, right? You don't think like Ola Uber person is implemented the Google Maps. Google Maps already implemented by Google person. Ola Uber is what? Just using the Google Maps, that's all. They are not writing the code for Google Maps. They are not writing the code for what? Google Maps. See guys, this phone pay, these all people are like, we can call it as a payment brokers. Payment brokers means they don't have anything about the services. Through phone pay, you are transferring money. You're transferring money from one account to another account, whatever it may be, right? But they don't write the logic for anything. Because payment logic and everything is there with what? Bank APIs. Power bill information is there with what? Electricity board. Mobile bill payments are there with what? Airtel payments. What this guy is doing? This guy just a broker. He is accessing what? All the services. Instead of we are going to multiple websites like in electricity board and what? Electricity board and bill payments and ticket bookings. Instead of going for the multiple websites, we are using the broker. Who is the broker? Phone pay. Phone pay is a broker. It means what? Phone pay don't have any logics. Phone pay or the green logics on them. It means what? The front end is communicating with what? Back end. A communication with the back end REST APIs, we are going for the JavaScript. Communicating with what? Back end REST APIs. Like in the JavaScript, I will call the weather report guys. I want display the weather reports means I'll tell you that's what the back end APIs and all. But communication purpose, the front end is communicating with what? Back end. Communicating with what? The front end. Tell me guys. Front end. Front end what? Communicate with what? Back end APIs. Back end API is in what? JavaScript. Okay, that is called your JavaScript window, guys. In 2 days, we'll discuss about interactive website, event handling concept. 2 days will go for what? Dynamic content coming. And JavaScript validations we'll discuss. Next one is what? Pop-ups and alerts with JavaScript. Next one is what? Client-side calculations. Last one is what? Front end is communicating with what? Back-end REST APIs using what a concept guys? That is called JavaScript will be. But for the JavaScript is a scripting language. JavaScript is what? Scripting language. Provide the interactivity. See, sometimes we have the words like internet. It's a lightweight language. It's open source language, general purpose language. We don't use that terms. If you use the terms like we are thinking you have the bookish knowledge. In the books only we have the terms like general purpose and lightweight, high complexity, high performance. You are not fit for use the terms. JavaScript is a scripting language which provides what? Interactivity and dynamic content to the website. And using JavaScript, you can do the interactions, you can do the dynamic content, and you can interact with the backend APIs. Using JavaScript, you can write the client-side calculations you can do, which reduce the server burden. And we can, using JavaScript, you can make the pop-ups and alerts and all. And using JavaScript, you can do the validations at the client side. And using JavaScript, what? Like that, we should do now. That is JavaScript. We got it up. The dynamic content, JavaScript perform validation, show the pop-ups and alerts, client-side calculations, client-side what? Calculations, and front-end communicate with what? Back-end, right? Exactly. Hey, see guys, let me write the JavaScript code, one small code. I hope you know work with the Visual Studio Code. Open the Visual Studio Code. In Visual Studio Code, I hope you know these files. Go for like, my programs and go for create a small file. But the file you will create like, file creates a JavaScript file. You create the JavaScript file. Just you can go to the plus operator view. Click on what? New file. This is like my script dot. Tell me guys, my script dot what? JS. See guys, my script dot JS. Then we'll get the and it's taking the images folder, which is not good. We go for the outside. Outside means click outside once. After clicking outside, now you can see just going for the main folder. This is like simply can write the myscript.js extension. When you make the JS extension, left side you get the JS file. Go for the main JS extension. Yeah, this is a JavaScript file. You write the code like to write the code. Guys, let me write the console.log message. Go forward console.log. Let me go for the first of all internal script, guys. To write the internal script, there you can write the script in two ways. One is internal script. Second one is what? External script. Okay, first one is what? Internal script. First one is what? Internal script. Internal script. Second one is what? External script. Wait, JavaScript is very powerful. Any developer JavaScript is mandatory term. Even .NET or Java, Python, anyone JavaScript is mandatory because real time 80% work is done by JavaScript itself. JavaScript is not much powerful. We never write the coding at server side because if we write all the logics at server side, server burden increase. Previously, we write the logic at server side. Why? Requests are very less. But these days, you see, even first class kids are using ChatGPT and first class kids are using websites. Then you imagine how many requests are coming to server. These many requests are coming to server means writing the logics at server side is good or not good? Not good. That's what write the calculations at what? Client side. That's what guys, we have the internal script and what guys here? The external script. Guys, write the internal script inside the HTML document. Inside what document? HTML. Click on the enter button guys. Where we should write the script means under the header tag. See guys, internal styles we written, right? But internal styles we written using what tag? Style tag. Style tag. But I'm writing internal script. Internal script using like script tag. Script opening and script closing, that is called internal script guys. Here you write the script related information. Console.what? Log off. Tell me guys, console.log off. This is the welcome to JS classes, right? Welcome to what class, ma? JS class. Hey, that is the internal script. A console.log will just print the message. Just print what, ma? Message. You right click here and open with what? Live server. If you open the live server, guys, if you open this live server, here you cannot see any information here because you're writing the data in what? Console.log. We need to check the console, guys. To check the console here, right click on this browser. I click on what? This browser, you can click on inspect here. I click on the browser, click on what? Inspect. Once if you click on the inspect, right side you can see that options, sources, network and all. Sources, network and console is there, right? You click on the console. And once if you click on the console, we can see the message that, welcome to what class, ma? JS classes. Can you see the output, right? Welcome to what classes, sir? Yes. Yeah, you check the console to check the output. If you want, write one more line of classes here, like, console dot what log of JS is a what language? Ma? Scripting language. JS is a scripting language, something like that. You come to the file and you can see the output here. We got the two lines of message. Welcome to JavaScript, and JS is what language? Scripting language, right? JS is what language? Scripting language. That's it. Hey, Python is also scripting language, right? What is scripting language? Naresh Tandem? You're a Python student, right? What is a scripting language? Scripting language అంటే ఏంటి? What is a scripting language? Applications are developed using any language, right? .NET, Java, or Python, any language you can develop the application. What is scripting language? Question understood? What is the question? That's a question. Yes, guys. That is JavaScript is what, scripting language to provide the dynamic nature and interact with the website. Interaction, guys, main important point is what, interaction. This is the internal script, external script, internal script. You write the external script, guys. You cut these lines here. You go for the myscript.js file you written, right? Go for the myscript.js file, myscript.js file. Here you can place the two lines of code. Welcome to JS classes. That is called that's the data, guys. Hey, don't use the terms like, high level language, general purpose language, open source language, lightweight language. You say, if you use the terms, you will decide that you are the bookish. Scripting language, you can use the term, no problem, because scripting is main important thing. Because the scripting language is what happened, the execution done by line format. Scripting languages, the execution done what? Line by line. That is called scripting language, which does not require any compilation steps. In a Java.NET, what we will do, we will compile the code and we will execute the code. Compilation step required and execution step required. Scripting language is what directly they execute the code line by line. There is no compilation step. That is called we are calling as interpretation. What interpretation? Interpretation. Scripting language means the language code execution done by line format. That is scripting language. It does not require any compilation stage. But other languages, what Java.NET is all or what? We require the compilation first, then execution next. But scripting languages, Python and Perl and JavaScript and all, execution done by what? Line by line. Any compilation stage required? We are not compiling the code, right? That's the scripting language. If someone is asking what a scripting language means, the language execution done line by line, interpretation format, does not require any compilation step. That is scripting language, guys. So here you can write the one more line of console.log. Scripting language, the code execution done what? Line by line. The code execution done in what? Line by line. There is no compilation process, right? There is no compilation process. Hey, the 3 lines of code are written here. This is called external script. You link this external script to what file? HTML code. Tell me to link the script, guys. You go for the tag is script tag. Script tag contains src source. Just you can write the myscript.js. MyScript.what.js. Now we are adding the internal script to external script. External script means what? Write the code in separate file. Write the code in what? Separate file and save the file using what? MyScript.js file, right? And you link that script to what? HTML document. Wait, that's it, guys. Come to the file, click on the refresh. Once if you click, okay, auto reload is done because of live servers. Yeah, you can check the output. How many lines of code is coming from here? 3 lines. Welcome to JavaScript. JavaScript is scripting language. Scripting language means what? The code execution done by line, no compilation process required. But got it? Yeah. How many ways you can write the script total? 2 ways. One is the internal script you can write inside the header tag using script tag. Second one is external script means what? Write the script in separate file. You link that file to the HTML document. That's it, guys. That is like and we have the JavaScript class. We got it again. That's information. So guys, we have some points about the JavaScript. You read this point. Who will execute the JavaScript code? HTML code executed by browser. CSS executed by browser. JS also executed by browser. JS also executed by what? Browser. So guys, browser having the internally we have the JavaScript engines. The web browser have the JavaScript engine. So JavaScript engine, browser execute the code. Browser internally having what? JavaScript engine to execute the code. Some people they ask the engine name also. Chrome contains the engine name. JavaScript engine name is V8. Firefox is having the JavaScript engine name is called what? Spider-Man. Safari having